bad mood, and it is going to affect everything you're doing. So both the service provider and the customer can affect the quality of the service. I hope that is making sense. All right. So Lusako told us two characteristics of services. Ivy, the remaining two from yesterday. Yes, you came yesterday. Okay, yeah, it does really make sense. I saw her go out. Then die. Maybe in your sleep somewhere. Perishability. Anything else? Okay, let's talk about perishability. So when you buy mangoes and keep them for, let's say, 2 weeks, they'll go bad. In fact, mangoes can last longer, but let's talk about Irish potatoes. Yes, fish. You have your nice two jumbos just for you, and you leave them on the sink for 2 weeks. You forgot, you just keep passing them by, and then one day you're like, oh, what's that smell? And it's your beautiful two jumbos. Perishability. So when we talk about perishability, it means services cannot be stored for later use. So there are some fresh foods that you cannot store. Things like you buy ice cream, the one with the cone, at Sana, and you want to keep it so you can eat it tomorrow. That's what we are talking about, perishability. Or you want to keep something fresh. Perishability. A very good example is strawberries. Or maybe we know them as mastoberi, according to the vendors. Strawberries cannot be kept for a very long time. It means that as an individual, you have to eat them now. They could be okay when you're going to bed, but when you wake up in the morning, whatever happened in the middle of the night is something you cannot explain. Perishability. So it means that services too cannot be stored. I gave an example of, we have many guys missing in this class. Yes, Sajina Clement, they are not here. It means whatever I have offered right now is gone. They cannot keep it for tomorrow. Tomorrow I will offer another thing. I hope that is making sense. So when you look at, a very good example is the airline businesses. Once you miss a flight, you have to pay a fee. Or if you choose to cancel your flight, you also have to pay a fee. That's why it is easier for people to just find someone else to buy the ticket, unlike canceling. So services cannot be stored for later use. So basically, this perishability of the service may not be a problem if demand is stable. But sometimes perishability may be a problem when customers are not demanding your service, because you are losing something as a service provider. Okay, let's talk about the last one. Happy, you remember it? Variability. See, someone who doesn't miss my class. Variability. So when we are talking about variability, it means that services change. Services change depending on who's providing the service. No, you find something else to add on it. Anyway, there is more on perishability in the notes I'm going to send. But you didn't remind me yesterday, so. Okay, yes, I'm going to send the notes. Someone should just remind me. Green box. I'm sorry, guys, you'll be fine, but just try to work hard on the remaining parts. We are almost done. We are almost done. We have 2 weeks left. Okay. Variability, it means the quality of the service is going to be different depending on who's providing that service. Sometimes, especially with guys, you have one guy who's going to cut your hair. Just one. For ladies, sometimes you also prefer that one person touching your hair. It's because you know that if I give this job to somebody else, they'll give me a different service. So you'd rather wait. If she's busy today, you go tomorrow when she's free. Because you'd rather give your hair to somebody else who's going to do the job right. So this means that the quality of the service depends on the service provider. That is variability. So some people or some service providers have a reputation of offering very good services, and others have a reputation of offering bad services. For example, you remember we had Ankolo? Ankolo had a reputation of offering a very good service. It's just the location where they decided to put their offices was a bad location. Then we have our best friends, CTS. Very bad. Every time, every day, someone is complaining about CTS. Others have a reputation of offering better services, and others have a reputation of offering bad services. The quality matters. Any questions on the characteristics of services? Okay, let us move on to service differentiation. Tendai, are you done? Ivan, what is the meaning of service differentiation? Or what is the meaning of differentiation? Maybe let's start from there. Okay, the difference. Yeah, differentiation. So basically, it is how services vary and differ, or how businesses can make their services better or more unique than those of their competitors. Service differentiation. So there are four main ways in which services can differ from those of competitors. The first way is through price. Okay, so the first is through price. So people are always going for cheaper products. You can make your services different from those of your competitors by lowering the price. And you can also make your services different from your competitors by using quality. Most people prefer getting education from public universities, the likes of Pole, Chanko, others prefer Bunda. All those are good universities. But when we look at the quality of education, they do offer good quality education. But it's different from private universities. So, as I was saying, the quality of the service you're offering matters. You can tell the quality by giving customers exactly what they need. Or you meet or exceed the expectations of customers by giving them a very good service. That is quality. In terms of delivery, now when we go to public universities like, let's say, Bunda, it has maybe over 1,000 first-year students. And all these have to learn from one person at the same time. The delivery is different from what you can get in a private university, whereby they really care about what you learn and how you do it. I hope that is making sense. And the last one, time. How much time it requires for you to offer a particular service. That is how you can differentiate your services from those of your competitors. The last thing that we're going to look at on services is on tactics for great customer service. Tactics for a great customer service. Okay, so basically when we are looking at the tactics for a great customer service, we are focusing on the things a business individual can do in order to offer a great service. Or basically we can say these are strategies for offering a great customer service. I hope that is making sense. Yeah? Is it making sense or not? It's not. Okay, I said that the tactics for a great customer service may be the strategies that business people use to offer great services. There are ways in which you can offer a good service. Now that's making sense? Yes, strategies or ways in which you can offer a good service. Is that making sense now? So the first tactic for a great customer service is manage first impression. Manage first impression. Have you ever gone to a new shop or a new store and the service provider actually gives you a bad impression about the services they offer? So it could be that they were in a bad mood or something else, so they just don't care. But that first impression, especially for customers who are new, is very important. The first impression gives customers a thought that they're either going to give me a good service or a bad service. Sometimes you're just in the waiting line and you're like, this is going to be a very huge mistake because of the first impression they've given you. I hope that is making sense. So in order to give a great service to customers, the first thing you need to do is manage the first impression. These customers will come back if you give them a good impression. I hope that is making sense. Okay, the second way is build your knowledge and skills. Build your knowledge and skills. Nafisa, why is it so important to build your knowledge and skills? Okay, let's leave Nafisa. Yes, Christopher.
Saying cars, you must have a good knowledge of cars. You must also have a good interpersonal skills.
Okay, Christopher is right. So when it comes to, let's just assume, right? I'm your lecturer. I am, but we are still assuming. I'm your lecturer. But every time you ask me a question, I don't know what to say. Yes. Would you guys love the service?
No.
Okay, so this means that as my first semester was one of the hardest semesters because it was my first time to do it. But the second semester, I was more familiar with what I need to do. So as time went by, my knowledge and my skills also tend to expand. So it meant I had more knowledge about marketing, I have more knowledge about business and several other aspects of life. Because every time I read, I find new information and I'm building my knowledge. Sometimes customers come with tricky questions. Do you know how to do this? You've gone to that, for example, Nafisa. You're the only one with long nails. It's not a bad thing. But imagine you go to that nail whatever people you find, and you want them to do your nails, but they cannot do it. We've all seen videos that this is what I wanted and this is what I got. We've seen those videos, right? On TikTok. That's what it means when we say build your knowledge and skills. When you build your knowledge, you get to know more. You tend to build your skills when you are knowledgeable. So first of all, at first we just had just this, when you put your nails and you put nail polish, the old one. And then came gel, then came acrylic or something, whatever. Right? So for someone who is involved in providing that service, they need to be knowledgeable on what they're selling. And they should also build the skills so that they can compete. Everyone is trying to learn new things. The more you do it, the more you become better. I hope that is making sense. We've seen different makeup artists that actually go out to learn new tricks of how they can fix their customers' faces. They know the job, but they still want to learn more. That is building your knowledge and skills. The other thing is you need to build customer relationships. Okay, so one thing is very common in both women and men when it comes to hair. When you go to your barber shop or when you go to the salons you usually go to, there is always gist. So as Malawians, gist is one of the ways we can actually come together. You can build relationships with customers by sharing what's going on within the country. So the customer won't be bored in the whole time, 7 hours they've sat on your chair. You can also build customer relationships by actually knowing information about your customers. This is what my customer likes. This is my customer's name. This is what my customer does in her free time. You build relationships by knowing important information about your customers. So you know that Tendai actually does not like black mesh. You don't, right? You can, as time goes by, you can tell because every time she comes with different colors, except black. So as the one fixing her hair, you cannot offer Tendai black mesh. So you build relationships by actually knowing small critical information about your customers. So you're able to offer a great service because you actually have a relationship with your customers. I hope that is making sense. On number 4 is you need to be enthusiastic. Okay, so basically to offer a great service, you need to show passion and to also show pride in what you offer. There are other people you can even tell that they enjoy doing this job. They enjoy, they show passion, and they show pride in what they do. Offering a great service comes from within. If you want to, let's leave that aside. Okay, I do enjoy 90% of my classes. Okay, so show passion and show pride in what you do. I hope that is making sense. So from within, when you are happy with what you're doing, you also tend to give out a great service. Another tactic is you need to communicate. Someone who likes communicating a lot, Tendai. She's always asking questions. Madam, what time are you coming? Madam, is the class this and that? Communication. So communication shouldn't always be one way. It should be from both sides. So it means customers, you should be willing for customers to correct you and tell you where you're going wrong. On the other hand, you should also be willing to communicate with your customers about different aspects. For example, maybe, does anyone have, Lusako, is that your natural hair? It's black or brownish like that? Okay, but we have other people who actually go for tinting their hair, right? Changing the color. But changing the color of the hair comes with its negative things, especially for hair like natural hair. It comes with its own baggage. So if you're going to tint someone's hair, try to communicate the consequences before you actually do it. So that when it happens, it should be something that they already knew was going to happen. Communicate. Under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over deliver.
A class rep, please copy this and post it on the group
Okay, so
for those who are not here.
you've heard people who offer services. Sometimes what they say is, especially maybe happy. Okay, maybe for everyone. When you go to the garage with your
Sorry?
car, for tumavitsi ndi tumazibale yake, these cars are the easiest to service. But when you choose to go to a garage with either your BMW, your Mercedes-Benz, or your Audi, these cars, you need to find someone who knows how to do the job. When it comes to service, people can actually destroy you because they do not know how to handle or work with German cars.
Okay.
So that's where the component of under promise comes in.
Agreed.
So sometimes they sat by the side while somebody else was working on the Mercedes-Benz and they thought they know how to do the job.
Everybody can see that on the group.
Give the customers less promises and actually over deliver. I hope that is making sense.
And you have made
I know how to cook, but simayo lumpamo.
Okay.
Or your soup
What you
is
should
just
do-
water.
What you should do,
Under promise and over deliver. Do not give them false
That
hopes,
guy there,
but you should give them action.
are you an admin?
Deliver the best action. The last tactic is you need to show
Okay.
appreciation. Show appreciation. This is one of the hardest things people can do, just to appreciate your customers.
now look, Manos Tinaperega.
Sometimes people appreciate customers by offering them extra products. You appreciate customers by giving them discounts. Either way, you are appreciating the customer. Saying thank you, it's just as simple as saying thank you for coming. Sometimes appreciation may also be as simple as, I'm going to post you on my status. Post you on my
Those
status.
notes that you
You post them on your status
please.
because you are appreciating that
Friends.
they came and they supported your business. I hope that is making sense. Any questions on services?
By Sunday, see that
Okay.
okay. So let us
Over deliver. Overdose them. Linda, you want to explain?
Say we have to give the customers this promise. Do not give them false hopes, but deliver the best.
Remember when you went to that person and told her that I want knotless braids? Very small, and they decided to give you large ones. Yeah.
Concepts
They promised
you
you
can
that they
read
can
from
do the
notes
job,
that
but they did not deliver. Sometimes people promise that we can do the job and they give you more than you expected.
this is
So they do your
issue
hair, they
about
clean your scalp, they
economic
put oil
and
and all those
accountant's
things,
profit.
and they style your hair
Accountant is
over
the must
delivery.
profit, accountant profit,
I hope that is making
and
sense.
then
Okay, Ivy again. What is a price?
sales.
What is the price? We'll just go through it briefly. No, right
Very
now.
What took away is that
Okay, so a price is the monetary value that is attached to a product.
and
The monetary value attached to
of what these
a product. So prices, they communicate.
and we
It
say
remains one of the
what's
most important elements in the 4
variable
Ps.
costs.
So there's one thing you guys need to understand. We did talk about the 4 Ps. There was
Things such as raw materials,
place, product, what else?
variable costs.
Price and promotion. So out of these 4 Ps, out of these 4, price is the most flexible out of them all.
What we say
What do you think that means,
how
Judith?
and how fixed costs
Price
behave.
is the most flexible out of all these 4 Ps. What do you think that means?
Fixed costs do not care whether you are producing.
Christopher,
Fixed costs are just
we've said that price is the most flexible out of all the 4 Ps. How?
you have
How is it flexible? So we did look at a product and a service. We've looked at this one. Your presentations next week will mainly focus on this one. Promotion. No, I'm asking. For Ivy, Happy, and this guy, Christopher, your presentations are mainly focused on place. No, actually, most of you guys are looking at components of promotion. No, you have to write. But I was asking, what do we mean when we say that price is the most flexible?
Before everything else, people are concentrating on the price. Or even when you want to buy something in the shop, most important thing that we are fixed on, our eyes are fixed on the price. That's why most shops and marketplaces they put the price so that you could see. Because it determines if you are buying.
Okay.
so I can revise.
Let's leave it where you've said it. Nafisa said something about flexibility of price. Price is the most flexible of all key elements, all those 4 Ps, because it can change. You can easily change the price, then you can
Business
change the
costs
product.
do not look at
You can easily change the price than you can
I said.
change place or your promotional strategies. It is very easier to change
Since a
price.
business does not include
Okay, so when we are looking
in the
at price, it
accountant,
has different major pricing strategies.
so
A business has
business
different
profit is
major
just
pricing strategies. The first is customer value-based pricing.
direct. Those costs discussion about
Customer value-based pricing. So in the customer value-based pricing, the price of products or services or setting the price is dependent on the customer. So I think one of the ways we can easily understand the customer value-based pricing is when we look at tobacco. So tobacco has a minimum price.
Please go and read.
So when these guys come in to buy tobacco, they set their own prices. Or when we are talking about an auction, people set their own prices based on the value of the product. So when people go for auctions, we've seen this in movies whereby they start mentioning the price and it goes up until someone finally buys that
You
product.
remember
Customer value-based pricing. So it is mainly dependent on the value that the customer sees that this product is worth so much.
you will not when you it will
The second one
What you are
is competitor-based pricing, very easy
every
pricing
day
strategy.
after class remember to go through what you have read, what you have that day.
So this one is the one that we usually see. Goods or services are priced based on how much competitors are pricing their goods or services. So if Ivy is selling her mandasi at
actual
100,
costs,
I am going to put them
we
at either
include
95 kwacha or same
implicit
price,
costs.
100.
We include opportunity costs.
But sometimes
That's why
competitors do not price their goods or services based on other people's prices because of the unique value of their products. So some products are going to offer different unique values, and other products will offer different values too. For example, you're selling freezers at 100, the one that comes in blue, green, red, and other colors. But if you're selling freezers Swa Malambi, it also comes with its own price. It's its own price. Basically, because it has taken too much, the value is different from the black, the green, the red freezers. I hope that is making sense. Has competitor-based pricing, and the third is cost-based pricing.
So that's the difference between business profit or accountant profit versus an economist profit.
Cost-based pricing.
Costs.
So cost-based pricing is how you price your goods and services based on how much you spent.
So you can see what is in there.
Based on how much you spent to produce that.
Your profit is improved.
So if it took me 350 kwacha to order this marker, I can sell it at either 500 or 450 because it has taken me some an amount, and I'm going to add something on
Okay,
as
what are the sales?
that is cost-based pricing.
So much.
So when we look at these three pricing strategies, it is very important to understand that they are only applicable
And
for
then
odd
still
products.
continue, subtract.
Odd products. But there are other two pricing strategies which work for new products. And these are market skimming and also market penetration.
When you go through those slides, you will understand. If you don't, let me know. But I've already explained
market skimming and
What is
market
price?
penetration. Okay, let's give an example of strawberry. Or maybe now in season we have mangoes. So I stay Kwanjewa. We pass by this place called Pamango. Pamango. It's called Pamango because during the mango season, Pamaka Mangwambi. So it's called Pamango. But when you look at the price of mangoes now, despite the fact that I'm being endorsed Kwima, but they're still very expensive to buy.
Some people say,
but as time goes by, as we are going towards November, December, the price of mangoes is going to drop.
So that's the
when strawberries come into the market, just that first week or that first 3 weeks, they are very expensive. You find them at 2,000, 3,000, and other expensive prices. But as time goes by, you can find
that explanation has always been correct.
That is market skimming.
Now,
it means that when new products are entering the market, they increase the price of those products. And as time goes by or as competitors enter the market, the price is reduced.
You can correct.
The price is increased when they have introduced the product, and they reduce it as time goes by.
Sometimes people can disapprove with you.
On the other hand, market penetration is the opposite of market skimming.
I don't know whether
so it means the price is reduced when entering the market, and then they start increasing the price as
that this is
start entering
true.
The market.
This explanation is
when people are more flexible with the product.
Follow through, it becomes very hard. That is, so you must be.
I can give it to Happy if I want.
Sure that
because you're close.
You must be rewarded for the existence of profit is that you.
Does that make sense on the pricing strategies?
Yes. Okay. Everybody can work hard. But if you want because you have